Welcome, 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 guys. And we are here Wednesday, hump day. And listen, welcome to From the Battle to the Glory. And we are here again. And listen, we have our lovely returning guest, Lady J. She is here, guys. And listen, we are coming here with a good topic today. Good
Oh,
topic.
yes.
Listen, interesting, loving. Oh man, it's just we about to get into it, man. We not even going to get into all that. But before we get into all that, I gotta ask you guys, how was your day? How was your day,
Blessed
Lady
and
J?
thankful, man. Blessed and thankful.
Oh, that's wonderful,
Yeah.
Lady T.
I'm getting into the hang of things. It's been crazy, but I had a good day. It was busy. I had a lot going on, but whew, here we are. I'm home. I'm so glad to be home.
Oh,
And it's hump day. Got two
yeah,
more days.
no, that's right. Two
I look
more
forward
days.
to the weekend.
I know that's right.
Man, listen, this is something dear to me. I'm always having conversations. I'm always talking to different people, just different conversations. It's always spiritual. So, but it's life. It's every day. Melissa, what's up? And she said, let me put it up here for you. She said, hello to the guest. And this is, hold on, put it up. This is one of the guests that's been on here before. She's coming on in April. We got her locked in already, and it's going
Yeah.
to be exciting.
Okay.
But the thing about it is what happens when God provides, but it's not what your heart desires.
Ooh.
It, you know, what are y'all talking? How y'all feel about that, Lady J? How you feel about that? God is the provider, but then when He provides, it's not really our heart's desires. And
Well,
some people think,
go ahead.
some people think that God is going to give you everything that your heart desires. That's tricky. So go ahead. It's real tricky now. What do you think
It's
about that?
real tricky. That's why you have to stay in the Word of God. I came up with Isaiah 55, 8, and 9. For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. In other words, God's thoughts and mindset is different than ours. He's going to know something better for us than we know ourselves. Will we understand everything? We're not. We're not going to understand everything. That's why he says, trust and have faith. And it's two different things to that. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Trust is knowing what God has done for you, and you're remembering that. So as you go through this new storm and struggle, you can trust him through it, because if he did it for you before, he'll do it for you again.
Lady T, what you think?
I totally agree. And that was everything well said. uh, I think that sometimes we don't really know what we need. We think we do. So that's exactly what, Lady J was just talking about. Like, we think we know. And, God knows best. It's just learning how to surrender. And like she said, trust. Surrendering is something that we have a problem with because we want to control so much of our lives that we think that we know best for ourselves, but we don't. So desire is, something that can be changed, defined, refined in a way where, it can be, I want to say, polished. You might want something, but it might not be exactly the way you think you want it. It might be broader, it might be smaller. So I think that desire is something that God put on our heart, for a reason, for whatever it is that we desire. But it's something to work out. Like, it might have to work through to get to the next level, to get to the next step in life. You need to desire some things that are small to get to the bigger part, so, but I think we as people, we think we know best. You bringing up Isaiah, that chapter, that scripture is exactly what we need to hear, because we don't know what we need, and God knows best because our thoughts are not his thoughts. So, he knows best.
Now, what I wanted to
To
say,
know he knows best. See, that's the thing. So if we're not meditating in his word day and night, for him to know the hairs on my head, for him to know the things are going to happen to me before they happen, there's a type of trust and faith in him that as much as the flesh wants to take it over, because he'll let you do it and let you go as far with it. And then all of a sudden you want to look up and say, God, I've got myself in a mess. Can you please help me?
Yep.
And he'll come in and swoop it. He always makes a way of escape. But he also, too, has given us the power of choice.
Yeah.
Right? He's not going to allow you to do anything you don't know how to do. He is going to meet you on your level, but don't stay there. What about the people who says, oh, God's just going to give me the desires of my heart? First of all, he's not a genie. He's going to give it according to his will, because we have to always know he has something way better for us, more than we could ever ask or think.
Listen, ladies, I want to say this to you, and I'm gonna ask you guys a question about this. So I was talking to a young lady, and she said that I asked her, I said, how tall are you? She was like, she's 4'11", right?
Oh, wow.
And she's 4'11", right? So I said, are you single? She said, yeah, I'm single. She said, yeah, I'm waiting for the right guy. I said, will you date a guy that's 4'11"? She said, no. I said, now listen, she is a woman of faith. And I said, you said you wouldn't date a man that's 4'11". I said, what if God has a man that's just made out for you? He's 4'11", same height as you. She said, oh no, listen. She said, I want a man that's taller than me. I said, okay, so you already having this desire. I ain't even going, and I'm keeping 100. Like I always thought, being truthful, transparent. I didn't even go into the sex thing. I was like, okay, she's like, oh, I want a man that's taller than me. And I said, okay, but let's not forget, God gives you your heart's desire, but you also remember you want the man that's made out for you. Who's to say he's gonna be taller? Who's to say? Now I know we probably taller, but who's to say he's not gonna be shorter than you too? I said, so I said, how you just gonna come to God and say, God, give me my heart's desires. I want a man that's 6'2". But if that's not in God's will for you to have a man 6'2", a man that's your same stature, how can you say, God? Because we always pray for things, and God gives us what our hearts desire, but it's not what He had for you. And that's why I'm sitting here talking with you. So what do you think about that? How would you analyze that? Somebody said they not going to date a guy that's 4'11". So
I mean, to me, that's their preference. Now, I'm gonna give an example, because in 99, I was getting ready to move into my new home. So I'm going and I'm looking for my home. So I believed in writing it out. I was very specific. God says, write it out. I wrote it down to the T. So we move in the house, been in there for 2 years. And you know how you going through stuff and get rid of everything. And I went by a journal I saw. I couldn't understand when I came to the house and just stood there in the foyer, because it was a split level. I knew exactly it was my house. I said, we don't have to look. I know this is my house. The realtor said, what? I said, no, it's my house. I said, we can go ahead and go through it, but I know this is my house. It was another contractor that was on it. I said, so what does this mean? I don't have it? She said, no, you're going to believe God for it. I said, okay, well, if it's my house, then I know it's going to be my house. I move in it 2 years later. I'm going through my closet. I look at my journal. How I describe the house was the house I was living in, to the T. So when you write it out, you put it before the Lord. If that's what he wants you to have, you're going to feel it, you're going to know it, and you're going to walk on in it.
Lady J, that's so interesting that you say that, because I have been struggling for months, probably years, with writing, because I don't know why. I used to write all the time, and now it's like I'm like, I can see a block, like I'm not writing. It's hard for me to write. So, I'm communicating more, but I'm not writing out. Like everybody used to say, those vision boards. Remember the vision boards everybody used to talk about? Like they still do those, but I've never done that. I have never, but there is such power in it, so when you brought that up, I completely get it.
I'm
I
telling you,
agree with
I'm looking
you.
at my vision board right now,
I knew
and
it.
things is just being checked off, right? I'm like, oh, I can't believe this is happening already. This is
Mhm.
happening already, because you're supposed to look at it every day. God says, without a vision, you perish. If you don't have something to look forward to, the vision is going to perish. You can have it in your head all day, but you're going to have to write it down, put it before the Lord, because guess what? Instead of you thinking that you did it, you're going to know it's him that did it.
Because you could
Because you
forget
wrote it
that
down.
you thought about it. You was thinking it. Yeah, I get
That's
it.
it.
I do. Yeah. I'm gonna get in writing. I'm gonna get back into it.
Get
So
writing. Get your journal, girl. Start
yeah,
writing.
I will. I will.
As you guys was talking, I was like, that's why, some people like, well, why I can't have my dream job or have this specific job, is because guess what? Look at the things that you do have currently. Are you being a good steward of it? And
Mm.
you expect God to bless you with a job that's going to pay you 150 plus. I say, like, plus you're not even being a good steward of the things that you do have right now. So how
That's
you gonna ask
amazing.
God, Lord bless me, I want a better job, I want a better career? Okay, you're not. Look what you're doing with the little bit of job that you do have. You're not
Yeah.
even doing it. You're not even excelling in that. So you could go to the next job. So how you expect God to do those type of things for you, and you're not doing, you know, the job that you're given, you're not even doing well in that. You got an attitude. You come to work frowning. Oh, I gotta come to work. Oh, I gotta deal with Roger. Oh, I gotta deal with Stacy. Okay, you coming complaining. People of Israel complaining. God brought them out of the wilderness. They complaining. Oh, you want to complain?
And
Okay.
how long? God cannot stand you complaining. How long did they go around that mountain? It took a day journey. How many years did they go around that mountain? 11 years, until every one of them was dead. He was like, you're not taking this into the promised land. This is going to be for the ones who have faith and who believed in me. That's who's going in.
Mhm.
This cracks me up too. Oh, I want a man who works out, a man who has a good job. Ooh, a man that has this and that, and you overweight, you ain't got no good
Get
job,
him. Get him. That's right. Get him.
you don't have no car, you don't have, so you can't ask for things if you're not a product of it yourself.
Mm.
Mhm.
And these are things that you have to. You want a man that works out. You're not gonna meet him at Dairy Queen. You might meet him at the gym because he working out.
Right.
If you're not working out, you understand what I'm saying? We have
Mhm.
to learn that the things that we ask for, we're asking for the desires of our heart, that we're not doing any work. I heard a sermon one time, and he says, okay, so you asking the Lord for a job. Did you expect him to come knocking on your door? Yes, my child. I am delivering you a job. What are you going to have to do for that job? You're going to have to look through the paper. You're
Mhm.
going to have to look online. You're going to have to sit up there and do your part. Get your resume ready. Plant the seeds.
That's right.
Then God will direct you to that job. Oh, pray. I'm just going to pray about it. Prayer is an action word. It's more than just praying about it. It is putting up the seeds in order to walk in it. That's why you wonder why God blesses people more than others. We
Mm.
pray about it and sit. I pray about it. I do.
That's what you got to do.
That's right.
I was telling the young men, I said, listen, you got the keys to the door for you. Only you. Nobody else got the keys to your door. You have the key to the door that God has already made for you. And only person gonna walk through that door is you. Can't nobody push you through that door. Can't nobody take you to that door. Only person gonna be able to take you to that door is you. And you got the keys. You have the keys to open that door that's meant for you. Nobody else. The same thing. It's not a bit. And I gotta say this. This is a disclaimer. It's not about being a male chauvinist. Listen, the same thing that God says about a man finding a wife. The man goes and find his wife, and the wife that's for you will be in the line that is supposed to be, that's made out for you,
That's
straight
right.
and narrow. She's going to be on that course, that
Yeah.
journey that you going. She going to be on it. It's not for you to go and say, no, I'm looking for a husband. No, it's not that. Guess what? If you're doing everything that you're supposed to do, that woman, if you're doing everything and you're just lining up everything that God has for you, guess what? Along that line, along that journey, guess what? That husband is going to be there, and he's going to connect with you. And when he connect, guess what? It's going to be a divine connection. It's going to be just for you. It may take some time, because guess what? That's what happens sometimes in relationship. It takes time to get to that ultimate marriage type thing. You know what I'm saying? So, but that person to be the right person, be right there. And I had to learn this. I'm being honest. I had to learn this. I'm married now, right? And somebody said to me, "Is that the woman for me? Does God have multiple women made out for you?" I think so. Along the line, because we all have different journeys in our life, and in that journey, there may be a woman just made for you in that season. But guess what? You pass over it, you miss it. But guess what, God? Because it's too many women in this world for just be for one man, one woman for one man. No, God didn't do that. I don't. What do y'all think? What are your thoughts on that? No, I'm serious. I'm serious.
Yeah,
What do
yeah.
you think?
I heard
Lady
you.
T, go ahead and take that, Lady T.
No, I want to hear what you got to say.
What do you think?
You're the guest. Go ahead.
You know,
Transparency.
yeah, it's transparency, but I just lost my thought. Go say it again, man. I done lost my thought. I'm gonna go ahead and be human here.
Okay, so what I'm saying is that even though we're married, right?
Yes.
Is there a possibility that there is another woman that's made out for me? And same thing with the woman, even in your marriage, like you're married now, but
We can make mistakes. Okay, sometime, okay, I want to get married. Any man comes along, I'm gonna marry him. Oh, he must be a sign from God. I'm just gonna go ahead and marry him. If we're not, praying, if we're not making sure that God is leading and guiding us, remember, his thoughts is higher than our thoughts. So we go ahead and we marry the wrong person. Sometimes we don't even know if we married the wrong person. If you're clicking together, if you're doing it, I think marriages are a little different back in the day, even though you still have some of the same type things as you have now. But God, to me, is the secret of whether you have married the right person or not, if that answers your question.
I'm a little bit. What, Lady, let me see how you gonna answer it. No, T. I already know.
This is actually pretty deep, actually. So
it really is. That's what was kind of hard.
All right. So let me go back for a minute. Soulmates. Just because we married to somebody, is it your soulmate? You understand what I'm saying? So it's hard to find your soulmate, because your soulmate could possibly be on the West Coast and you live on the East Coast.
Then you're gonna have to define a soulmate, because soulmate varies from a man to a woman. What a soulmate is. So break that down. What's a soulmate in your terms?
In my terms, it's like someone that comes into your life and it's just genuine. Everything works together. Everything is smooth. It's not really too many arguments. It's not too many disagreement. Everything is aligned up. I'm talking about finance, sex, relationship with your communication, family wise, everything is just lined up. It's a union that's just lined up, soulmate. Like there is nothing, everything is just smooth. Like I said, it's almost perfect, and that's what I mean by soulmate. It's like when you
work at it and they become your soulmate.
That's not your soulmate.
So you have to be your soulmate straight off the bat.
Have you ever heard of somebody saying I married my soulmate, and then as you look at their life, and you got to be close to that person to really realize that that's their soulmate, and then you say, man, do y'all argue? No, we don't. Do y'all get upset? No. And then you go, and like I said, you got to be real close to that person. Then you go to like family functions, and you be like, tag, is this normal? You gotta remember, we live in a world, you gotta see chaos, you're gonna see toxicity, you're gonna see arguments, but then you go in somebody's family, close friend, and you be like, wow, this is different from what I see on a daily basis. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I mean by like soulmate. I really haven't seen that. So.
I agree on that definition.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah.
I have not seen many of those. I've heard about them on television. I don't know if it's real. I haven't really heard of
soulmates until my father died in 2021. Almost 67 years of marriage.
Oh, that's
two
beautiful.
peas in a pod, holding hands. Go to the mall, hold hand. You could just tell, loving, all in sync. And just like Lady T is saying, we're not seeing as much as that. Now, I know it exists. There are some soulmates out here. Oh, we've been together since high school.
Right.
We're doing well. We've got our kids. We're that. Or you both went off and married other people. You saw one of your sweethearts. You got married. And boy, that was your soulmate. So sometime if you didn't make it right the first time, you might get it on the second or third try. But I believe there is somebody out there for you. Now, whether we will experience it in this lifetime, remains to be seen how long we're willing to wait. If we're looking at all our friends and everybody's getting married but me and Joe Blow comes by, then I need to hurry up and get married too. And then you find out it was hell when you married him. So, this is what we're talking about. What happens when God provides, but it's not your heart's desire. It's my desire to get married, but did I write down my desire of what I was looking for in a man? And am I going to hold out for that? I say nowadays it's almost shopping for a house. When you look for a house, not unless you're willing to pay the price, will you get everything you want 100%. So as you're looking, or as you say, the man findeth the woman, and he's finding, do you think we will get 100% of that person? Or will I get 80% or 85%? You see?
Yeah.
What do you think, Lady T?
So do you think that there could be more than one soulmate? The way you asked the question, because the way you asked the question about earlier, how there could be maybe more than one person for me is, so do you think that there's more than one soulmate?
Well, if there's more than one soulmate, they said there's always someone that looks like you. I've heard 2 or 3 people.
Oh yeah, I've heard that too.
There's someone. So if because we're talking about buildings and people that live here, it's got to be someone that looks just like us. They just might speak another language or something. Yeah. So could there be another soulmate out there? Yes. Will they ever cross your path? Yeah. That's another thing.
Right. Lady T, I think you can have multiple soulmates, but and then she just chimed in right there. Lady J just chimed in. Yeah, will they ever cross your path? And that's another thing. Women. I don't know about you guys. Men don't come to you and say, "Oh, I want a wife. I want a wife." I don't know. I'm just saying. Me, on the other hand, they be like, "Oh, I want a husband. I want a husband." Now I say to myself, "You want a husband? What are you doing to make yourself available to meet the right man for you? Not the boyfriend, the right husband. That's for you. You got to prepare for that, because marriage is something that it can be very complicated. It can be there's not there's no manual that says marriage is going to be easy. Right, Lady J?
Honey, it is more than planning a big wedding. These weddings have gotten so far out there now.
Yes.
And the marriage is not lasts as much as the
Mhm.
money you put into it.
Indeed.
It is about knowing yourself. Before I got married for the second time, I was divorced for 15 years. I did it on purpose because my first 5 years, I had gotten 3 proposals. I was
Mhm.
like, oh no, I'm not ready to get married yet. I want to get to know myself. And so I planned out my life, me and my son, raising my son, checked on myself mentally, physically, financially, spiritually. I got books in order to keep me. So if I'm looking for the next relationship, I want to come equipped. So you have to prepare yourself. You want this big executive job. Oh, we should be taking extra skills on the side, education on the side. I should be doing some trainings on the side. I should be now getting myself with the right people in order to be the next one in line for this position. We get too lazy just to say, hey, I want this desire, Lord, fix me up with it, and do no work. We're getting to the point now we want the money, but we don't want to do the work.
Yep.
So, Lady J and Lady T, let me oppose a question on you. The
Okay.
question would be this. All right, let's say, hypothetically speaking, you are single, right? And you've been in a relationship for maybe 10 years. And in those 10 years you've been in a relationship with somebody, you haven't been married, you're in a relationship for 10 years, right? There's been some ups and downs, but now there's some how can I say it? Some things that you enjoy in that time. Now you break it off, right? It's been ugly and good. I mean, ugly and there have been some good times, right? So now there are some things that you enjoy in that relationship. Now y'all guys separate. Now you get into a new relationship, right? And now you're getting ready to get married. Do you bring that old wants and desires that you had in that old relationship? Do you bring it into your new relationship?
No,
You said no, right?
I say no.
Why?
Not really supposed to. I mean, think about it. If you are leaving your past behind, you have to leave it behind, and so
But
you
there are
have to
some things
start
you
new.
really like. There's
Oh,
some
but
things
that
you really
person's gone. Let me understand the scenario. You are with somebody for 10 years, then that ends. Now you're with somebody else. You're about to marry. That somebody else is not the first person that you were with for 10 years. So you have to look at it as brand new, as this is my new and my new car, whatever you want to call it. This is what I am now having to, take care of as far as my relationship. So you honestly, you could probably, remember the mistakes that you made and learn from your mistakes, but don't bring the past people or that person, into your mind, because that's the past. He's gone. Your new person needs a fresh start, and they should be, receive all of you without the baggage of your past, of the past man. I mean, that's my personal opinion.
Okay, and for me and from experience, to jump in from one relationship into another is not good.
True.
Because whatever you did in that relationship of 10 years, you're going to bring it in to the next relationship
Yeah.
unresolved. So it has to be a time, whereas I'm just not going to date for a year.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not going to date for it, because what they say, if you've been married in a relationship for 5 years, you got 10, it would take your mindset and all what you went through almost the same amount of time.
Mm.
Now, the relationship is 10, you're not going to wait 10 more years. So what would I do? I would go ahead and get a therapist where I can find out why it didn't work, how I can get myself back on track, because these relationships throw you off of track. And so now, this one didn't have no money. Now I'm going to marry this one that has money. Well, now I'm remembering some of the qualities the other guy who didn't have any money versus the one that has the money and he doesn't treat me well. You see?
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to take out the time for you, breathe again. We got to bring God into the picture. And again, let the man find you. Oh, yes, I'm going to go to the club. I'm going to be here so that they can see me. Yeah, I'm going to be all up in church. I'm going to be there. They can see me. It's they're having this Congress. I have to be there, so he can find me. Hey, God knows exactly where you are. He knows where you are. And just like you said, you talked about that path. If you're on the path, God knows exactly where your paths are going to cross. You don't have to do nothing for him. Control yourself. Make sure you good mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually. Make sure if you become a single parent to make sure your kids and everything intact. When it is time for your paths to cross, it's going to happen. And you're going to be so much more happier because of that. Stop trying to make things work because it never pans out.
So Lady J, so we had a discussion. It's all relevant to the topic. We had a discussion about why do men and women live together before they get married? So,
okay,
what's your take on that? Now, this it's all part of this topic because I want you to elaborate on that, and then we're gonna go back to God's providing and our desires. Go. What is your take on that? Should people live together?
We're going to go off of, just like we kind of like talked about traditions. Okay, if I saw my parents or my grandparents living together, then 9 times out of 10, I think it's okay for me to live together with my man and not get married. So it all depends too what our childhood has been about. It goes about where our beliefs are. Do I believe to live with somebody before I get married? That's the one thing. So you decide to do it. So you're going to give how does that saying go? You're going to give the milk to the cow without no ring on it? I mean, so you're willing to play the wife and act like a wife, but when something go down now, say something happened to him at the hospital, you're not next of kin. No matter how much time you just spent with him, you're not next of kin.
That's the commitment. It's not having the commitment. But think of it like that.
There's no commitment. So you rather have half of him or a portion of him than to have all of him by going ahead and going to that courthouse and get it written down. Because that way, God forbid, something happens to him or what have you, then yes, you can say you are the wife.
Yeah.
But you can't say, oh, I'm just his girlfriend.
I would what? I would do that. I would not have a problem with that. That was my stand. I stand on that. I have no problem being the girlfriend. I have no problem not being a wife. So I don't need a commitment to say I am the wife. I don't need that. There is no validation to, getting married to say that it's like if I'm living with this man, he is my husband in the sight of God. That is how I see it. Now, legally in this world, no, if I did not go and get a, marriage certificate and do the whole ceremony for the law, then no, that's not something. So I've grown in that for many, many years. And I respect everybody, but that's something that is more like,
I think it's a personal. It's
it is.
It's a personal thing. It's how you were grown up. But if we're going to go off the word of God, then that's going to be not our thoughts. His thoughts is different. So if I want to follow the word of God, then I might have to make that choice, because he gives us the power of choice. And it's non-judgmental. You see what I'm saying? I'm still gonna love. I'm still gonna what have you, right? Everyone has the power of choice. And that's just what I said. What I grew up with, we just didn't do it.
Yeah,
And
and
so
my
I
parents.
didn't do it. You
Yeah,
know
my
what I'm
parents
saying?
are the same.
Yeah.
They got married. They didn't live together. I've not seen it, but I am the one that is the black sheep of the family. I have done everything the opposite of what I have been raised. And I stand in it as, yes, that is who I am. Don't shame me. It's not going to do anything, but just make me be away from you, and you don't get the love that I have.
Sure.
Because there are a lot of people that cannot accept things that they don't understand. We come in this world as we are supposed to and live the life that we're supposed to, and we're supposed to walk in a way where you're confident in who you are. And I have been that way for many years. And it's like I'm always having to defend. And I'm like, why do I need to? It's more like I don't need to validate myself. I don't have to prove anything. But conversations like this is like we put a lot of emphasis on the marriage of, going to get married because of the religious act. It is a religious thing, because once you decide to lay with a man, that is your husband. Once you decide to lay with a woman, that is your wife. It is about laying down with that person. So it would be like if I say to myself, if I am a celibate person for years and I choose to be celibate, then that is me saying I choose God to say I choose my body. But I will say to a man, I will choose you as my husband if I lay down with you. And you are my husband. That is how I see it, because I laid down with you. But I have not had in my mind where I felt the conviction, because people are convicted on what they do and, what is impressed on their heart. And I've never felt that conviction.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more like, these conversations are good, but we also need to take in the people that do not agree totally. We
And
can't.
there's many that don't. There's many that have lived together for years. So have you heard the thing of when, like, let me get this scenario. So a guy has slept with 5 women, and then the woman has slept with 5. And so when they come together, sleeping with 10 people. Have you heard that scenario?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And
so tough.
so now you bring on all their personalities, all their characters. You're bringing that all together. Before I got married the second time, I went celibate for 5 years, because I wanted the Lord to consecrate my house, consecrate my bed. The next person who's going to be in this bed is going to be my husband. That's just something that I felt was right for me. And I'm going to respect if someone is different than me. I think sometime in this world, oh, you're not doing this or that. And then, like you said, you feel like you have to defend yourself. Usually, if it's something I say, you know what, I appreciate it, but this is between me and God, and just leave it. You don't like it, I'm sorry. How come you won't come to our function? Girl, I have something else to do. I won't even say it is because how you make me feel. I'll go, you know what? I had another appointment. I'm sorry I couldn't make it. Because what? You have your opinion. I have mine. We're not going to do everything exactly the way you think I should do it.
Right.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah, but I need to learn how to do that. I'll be like, why? Why would I come? All you're going to do is make me upset, and I'm going to sit up here and get mad at you. Like, I'll just be too blunt with it.
Well, see, because I'm okay. There's two things, right? Reacting and responding.
Yeah.
When we react, it's whatever comes on top of our head.
Yep.
I'm going to curse you out. That's what it's going to be. Then I'm going to come back. After I done thought about it, I'm going to apologize. And then I'm finally going to respond. Why did I go off like that? It is because this, that, and the other. So that's what you do at first because you're ready for them. You're ready for them, honey. Let them be you and I'm going to be me. And so I just learn to say what I need to say, be nice about it, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
It's between it, whatever we do in life, it's between us and God.
Right.
You know, if we have a relationship with him, are we supposed to be helping the other people get closer to Christ? All we're supposed to do is show his love. God, the Holy Spirit convicts. He's the one that's going to change you if your mind is open enough to do that.
Yep.
You know, so the more we into the word, the more he changes us. Can we be the same in 5 years? If I am not taking out the time to be a better me, I could be the same for the next 20 years. You ever seen somebody? Wow, you look the same. Still ain't got no job. Still got a broken down car. Still got this and that. You done moved on, got you a house, got you a car, got you a wife, got you kids, and they still got stuck in time. It's because of their mindset.
Right.
And doing the blame game, right? I want to blame everybody but me to why I am where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
It's deep.
Yeah.
I'm sitting over here. Hey, Lady T.
You're about to go someplace.
No, I'm not going away. Look, Lady T, I'm just laughing at Lady T. She's talking about some, yeah.
I was gonna say something. Now you made me forget.
See, no, Lady T, come on back with it.
I know she was say something. Look, I know she was going to say something. That's why I was just laughing.
Go ahead, Lady T.
It's gone. It's gone. It'll come back.
All right. So
Okay.
I was listening to you, right? But there, at the end of the day, it's not. Some people always say it's judgment. Christians are judgmental,
Yes.
right? It's not about judgmental, but guess what? If we're walking in what God has for us, right? There's something that we want to display. We want to display a good marriage. We want to display what it is to live like like righteousness. You know,
Yes.
the right people. You know what I'm saying? And so it's not about being judgmental. It's about, this is the standard that God has hold us accountable. That's the standard. About a marriage. And when you're doing it the right way, it's not a judgmental or a knock to anybody. But when you're doing it the right way, here it is. I'm here saying I'm standing on God's word, and there's a order that how he want things done, because guess what? He doesn't want you to make mistakes, but we're going to make mistakes. He don't want you to. And so the reason why I did the topic about living together is because, watch this, is that you have to be disciplined to learn how this person is going to react on certain things. And your foundation, what is your foundation built on? How are you determined whether this person is right for you? They might be sexy. I'm only speaking from a man's perspective and the point of view, because I'm a man. I look at women, and you guys look at men. So what is your foundation? What are you looking at? All right, okay, this person, I'm just telling you, I'm rambling. She looks good, man. She got a nice body. Okay, now her intellect. What are we talking about? What are we conversating about? All right. Does she have a good job? How long she been on her job? Just because she's been on her job for 5 years, okay, now guess what? I'm looking for more than just the body. I'm looking for more, because I know my perspective, I know that looks is going to go away. The sex is going to go away. So guess what? I'm looking to endure with this person for the rest of my life. And so that's the thing I'm presenting, is that you got to look past that, because they look good now, but 20 years from now, they're not going to look the same. Their body count is not going to be the same. When I say body count, they might gain 20 pounds. Now, can you love them past that bigness? Because when you first met them, they were small. They was probably a 6. Now they're 14. Can you marry him the same way? I mean, can you love him the same way? I said marry. Can you love him the same way? And see, that's the discipline, all right? That's the discipline. That's the functioning you should have in your mind. And guess what? People don't do that. They like, oh, she look good. Let me get it quick. Let me get some sex for 5 years. And that's it. Now, guess what? Now this woman is ran down. Now she got to go and deal with the man that's supposed to be with her. Guess what? She got to deal with all his bull crap. Now you got to bring that on. So that's what I mean by living together standards. And some people don't want to hear that. And you know, when you're doing something, that's what I learned in this walk, in this journey with the podcast. When you're doing something positive, right? If it's not to the people that's supposed to hear it, a lot of people don't want to hear positivity. I'm being serious. They don't want to hear that. You know what it is? Because they say, you know what? I'm gonna do what I want to do. And it's a lot of people out here in the world doing what they want to do, don't care nothing about God. Lady T, I'm into social media and I see a lot. And it be millions of people in just talking about nonsense. And guess what? It's not doing nothing for their soul, not doing anything for their life. They just talk about toxicity. Just talk about that. And it's millions of people that do. But when you're doing something like this for God, guess what? It's people watching, but it's not as great as the ones that's living in the world, that's just living unrighteous, unclean. It's not judgmental, but we just looking at the difference. You know what I'm saying? And that's why a lot of people got to stand on what God has for them and stand on the word of God.
That's the bottom line. Something that you said too, I just wanted to mention. Unconditional love is very hard, but a lot of things that you were saying dealt with unconditional love. In other words, I can love you as long as you have money, you bringing me flowers, you whining, you dying to me, this, that, and the other. But then lose your job. Let that man lose his job. Are you going to help him through that? Or was it conditional? Now you're not taking care of me. Now you're not doing this. Now I'm going to have to leave you because now this is rough times. Unconditional love means you got to hang on in there. And sometimes God gives you those struggles, those storms, so you can realize who he is, so you can have trust in him. Because see, it is about you, but then it's not about you because God uses us. See, so we're to just show his love. Am I concerned about who this person is, what kind of lifestyle they got? That's not what God sent me in there for. Lady T was down and out. Go over there and give her a hug. Let her know God loves her. You go in there, you do what you're supposed to do. I'm not coming in there. Okay, I don't like your lifestyle. This is against the Lord. No way. Girl, you're gonna go to hell. You heard people say that. They're crazy because what? Just like my therapist said, are you trying to be God? That's not what he sent you for. He sent you here to be a vessel for him and show God's love. The Holy Spirit does the converting.
You know, it's a good point what you made about unconditional love, because that is my problem. I don't have unconditional love. I have been the one to be like deuces and then, be done with the relationship because I cannot tolerate foolishness too long. My patience is like short. I have this life and I feel like, the years of my life matters. And so if you can't get on the bandwagon that I'm on, then I just let you, I'll kick you off. That's what I've done. So unconditional love is very difficult. I know there are good relationships out there. It would be good to see people have these I don't want to say churches, but I kind of like a church way of marriage, like not retreat, but a business that helps couples to, get together in their, relationship for a better marriage, better relationship. If they're getting married, like they actually have businesses. It would be good. I don't know what those are called, but it would be good to have those type of businesses out there that people in the community could go to. Like, I don't want to say it's like a clinic, but it is a mental health clinic for couples, and they can go.
Couple.
It's not a retreat. It's a every day. You could come there once or twice a week, or scheduled time. They're
Hmm.
always there. It's a business, right? It's a company
Hmm.
business that does that. I think that that's necessary because we do not know, including myself. I do not know how to have a successful relationship. I have failed many times, and I'm not afraid to continuously try again. I'm not afraid to get married again, but I'm tired. I feel like, um, I'm dealing with the same. And I feel like that's possibly because I live in the same place all my life. And I'm thinking maybe if I get away from this area of my life where I can, move somewhere and see a different environment, different people, different, life, I possibly, could see myself change. But
You
I've
in
been
Jersey.
stuck in I've been stuck in the life of all my life living in the same state, in the same city. I think that needs to change, so that is what I am really looking forward to, because it's actually being moved on me all the time. That is an impact on my life all the time. I feel it, but it's not a running away from my feelings. It's more like I have been hurt by my family. When I say family, I mean my home family, my hometown. And like my hometown has hurt me, and now it's time to let my hometown go and walk away and go somewhere else because I'm not really appreciated in my hometown. I say my family because it's my hometown.
Right.
So that's what I feel like I should do, and I'm really, really looking forward to that time when I will do it, because I mean, I can go to therapy all day, but seeing the same dudes all the time, it's attracting the same type of people. And it's because of my heart. When I say my heart, I am a very loving person. And if I truly do feel like a sucker a lot of times. I've said this plenty of times because my love can be so deep that it looks foolish. And I am tired of that being taken advantage
Advantage
of.
of.
Yeah. I'm tired of being taken, for granted. I'm
Mhm.
tired of, giving myself and not getting reciprocity back. I've given myself and I'm still waiting for something in return. And there's something wrong with that. So I have to let those type of people go. So I haven't found anybody, and nobody has come into my life that can, do better than what I can give. Because I'm like, I'm not trying to say I'm a great person, but I deserve
Yes, you
better.
are a great person.
But I deserve better. You know what I mean? Like
Yes,
I
you do.
truly do deserve better than what I have been given. And I know that it was my fault in a lot of things. I know I have a lot of faults. Okay. Not saying that I was perfect in all my relationships. No, 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 no. But I do know my heart is good, and I know that I can be a good woman to any one man. That's not the issue. It's just finding the right one. And it's difficult to find the right one. And I have put myself to say, sex is a big thing. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna be very honest. Sex is a very big thing for me because
You're being real.
I have no desire to say I'm not at that place in my life where I can say, oh, I don't want to have sex for a while. I've done it where I've gone years and years, but not too many years, not 2-digit years. You know what I'm saying? Like I've
Mhm.
not done it that long, but I have gone years without, but I'm not a fan of it. I'm like, what am I
Right.
doing? I mean, what is this? Am I trying to prove something to myself? Because I'm really not really feeling this. So I know so God knows my heart. God knows my desires. And it's like, but I'm being patient. I'm like, okay, just be patient because your time is going to be where you're going to have exactly what you want. And I truly believe that, but I'm impatient because I've left relationships. And so my impatience is the thing that needs to be worked on. I need to, calm myself down when it comes to a man type of thing, because I don't know. It's something about having a companion. It's a beautiful thing. It
There's
is the
nothing
best
wrong with
thing.
having a companion. Let
It's
me
the
tell you,
best.
there are a lot of women now that have decided not to marry.
Mm-hmm.
It's because of all the chaos or not experiencing the right one. I used to think I said, there's a sign on the back of my back. I keep attracting the same guys. And it's because my mindset kept attracting them.
Mhm.
And so I had to be different. Sometimes you got to make a move and go to a new place. Just don't take the same mindset with you.
That's right.
The thing is, why you don't have anyone, there's a reason why. After my divorce, I stayed 15 years. I did it on purpose. I could have been married 3 times within 5 years. I turned them all down. What was more important? Me raising my son. I really didn't want a man to come in and try to tell me what to do with my son, for one thing. Okay. I waited before I got married again. I waited till he graduated from high school. It's all about the protection, me making sure he knew God. We sitting down, we're doing this so that he could have a foundation when he moved on with his life. Sometimes our mindsets is not right. We want these things, but our mindsets is not in the right space to attract what we really want. That's why you have to just sit back. So you're in between relationships. Why is it that you're trying to get into another one like yesterday? Some people don't like to be alone. The last time we were on here, we were talking about learning to date ourselves. One guy asked me, so what's your favorite color? I was so tore up from the floor up. I had to think about it. It used to be orange, but I don't know what it is now. And it was like, okay, Lady J, you don't know yourself. Take out the time and get to know yourself. Know what your colors are. Know where you like to travel. Know what kind of clothes you like. Know what this is. So now you can sit down and have a decent conversation. We don't want to get to know ourselves. Do therapy. Clear out your head, because that way you'll be set up to know what kind of man you want and don't want. He come along, you're going to know it. But then sometimes God flips it. Sometimes he give you someone that you wanted somebody else over here, or you was holding out for somebody over here, but then he gave you somebody else you wasn't expecting. What does that mean? The unexpected stranger. What does that mean? When you have unexpected strangers that come into your life, whether they're male, female, whether it's a circumstance, whether it's an event, when it throws you off your game. What do you do? How do you handle it? I'm not gonna sit up there and say, oh, okay, well, I just need to just go ahead and get me another man. That one didn't work out. I'm gonna go ahead and get another one. Oh, that didn't work out. I'm gonna go ahead and get another one. So it's tough. What does that mean? Take out the time for you, self-care.
Yep.
So, Lady T, you was real transparent. I like that.
What? I was.
Lady J brings that out.
I was about to say that. I was like,
I was joking.
Like having a conversation with her.
She said, I love sex. So by then that you said that, right?
How many people don't? Come on now.
Not a lot of people do. I found out. There's some.
Look at Lady J. A lot of people do.
But then sometimes it don't work out. But like I said, she went.
So that's what I was saying. So on a level of 10 being the highest, like where that fit into your category of choosing a man? And if you don't, so you, in other words, you said you got to sleep with him before you.
That's what I said. If I sleep with a man, he's my husband. That's how I saw it, because I cannot see myself doing anything about, like, we're not having sex, like, we want to get married. I can't. Hold
on. So look. So it goes back to what we're talking about. What happens when God provides, but it's not your heart's desires? Now you hold on. I'm asking you sleeping with him, right? That's what. So now you said, look, I'm gonna sleep with this man, right? Let's say everything is perfect, right? But that's not what God had for you. And then when things turn out the opposite of what you expected, what happens then?
Well, I'll let you know when it happens. That's all I can tell you.
That was a good one right there.
Oh, she did.
Well played, Lady T. I love it. This girl firecracker over here now.
Yo, but Lady J. So what happens when that happens? When a person does it, what do you think that happens? Like, what do you think God sits there?
You're gonna have to regroup when mess happens like that. Okay, so we have to decide: are we in the Lord or not?
Okay,
And a lot of us can be in the Lord, and like Lady T said, we have our own thing, how we want to do things. So so Lord, this is what I want over here, but I see this guy right here, and so I'm gonna take this, and I think everything is fine. I'm finding out things is not fine. Now I guess I make my bed and lay in it. I've made a terrible mistake, and now while you're in it, your self-esteem and everything has gone down. Maybe I deserve this, and so now your how do you do it? Your mind says, to now you don't hardly feel like nothing. And so now it's going to take, now usually what I've seen, a man is not going to leave you even if he's sleeping with someone else.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to come out and say, you know what, I think we should go ahead and get a divorce. Now it does happen, but I'm talking about some of these men, they just going to keep everything. We're going to keep you on the limb. We're going to be with 2 or 3 other ones over here. And it's going to have to be us that's going to have the sense and the strength enough to say, you know what, this really isn't, working out. And make the necessary arrangements in order to just go your separate way and be ready for that. But remember, a woman is already thinking it.
Mm-hmm.
If you think she's happy in a marriage, you ain't even checking. Let me tell you, there is so much on social media. There are men trying to help out women because they finally got it. They finally got what it is of what you need to do for a woman, because once she stops talking, that's it. She keeps talking because she's pleading, please love me. I'm trying to tell you how to love me. Please do this. Please do that. She's yelling. She's screaming. She's all upset. Wait till she stops talking.
Mm-hmm.
Then all of a sudden, what is she doing? She's tried that. She's tired of trying that. After a while, you start getting older. You get tired of using that energy. The energy that you can be using to make yourself a better you and thriving. Then here you are still fooling around.
Yep.
We can only control ourselves. We can only take care of ourselves. Can't nobody take care of us like we can. That's why I can look at people and see, oh, you got it going on. The way you walk, the way you talk. And then you can see the ones that are slow. They ain't got nothing going for them.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't got nothing going on for them. They ain't trying to make themselves a better you. So the thing is, make sure where you're supposed to go. Oh, I'm waiting to get married before I go to Italy. Oh, heck no. I'm finna book a ticket. I'm going to Italy myself with some girlfriends. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Why we keep putting all these things aside, waiting for something, and God has allowed you to do it right then and there, right now, in the present.
And it's crazy that you just said that. I don't know her. You know Maverick City? Maverick City? You know,
Maverick City?
Yeah, Maverick City. You know what that is, lady?
I've heard of that.
I've heard of
it. Yeah.
That's a group. That's a group.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So the the lead singer, I don't know her name, but confidence. Let me see. I'm gonna show you what how things work out, when you lined up with God. All right, so they were doing a concert, and a fan of theirs. You see what at the bottom? Confidence is the biggest.
Confidence is the busy. Yes, it is, my sister. We are on the same page. When a man knows where he's going and where he wants to go and willing to take you with him, baby, you could be ugly, but there's going to be something about you, baby, that we're going to go to the top. Confidence. But when you don't have confidence, when you have low self-esteem, it's too much for a woman to try to teach you that. It is draining.
That's deep.
Draining.
It is
Deep.
draining because everything, their mindset is going to keep coming back to, I don't feel comfortable doing this, or you think you something, or you think you perfect, instead of taking accountability. We don't want to take accountability. We want to blame everybody else but ourselves. They say when you point, how many fingers you got pointing back at you?
3.
You know what I'm saying? So these are the things, I mean, it's really taking a hold of ourselves. No, I can't do anybody else. That's why I take care of me. I lost 30 pounds. I got tired of allowing life, and then I'm eating all this comfort food. I'm like, oh, poor me. Poor me. You know, you get so far down in the pit, then that's when all your mental illness and everything starts setting in. Get yourself up out of that. You are beautiful. You are handsome. You are worthy. You are enough. You see what happens? See, look at Chef Dennis. He didn't put his chest out. Because if you practice that every day, even if you don't believe it today, you will believe it. So now Lady J walks a little different now, you see.
With a little swag, a little head
bob
like
swag
this
going on. You know, it's because not only do I believe I'm a child of God and there's nothing he wouldn't do for me, he also gave me the power of choice to also do something for me within reason. And we have to know how far to go. I want a new car. Oh, Lord, I don't need it. You know, I got all the money and everything in the bank. I just go ahead and get it. Did you really want that? You know, did you really need that? Couldn't you just got a better car and then gave that money to somebody who was in need? Or you just want to have a big car just because you have the money? You know, there's nothing wrong with that. But the thing is, for me, I'd rather have a good running car, baby, that when I want to go out of town, I can. So I can have that extra money. You know, to be a whole lot in debt, the church needs something. You can barely give $1 because you got it all wrapped up in the big house, in the big car, all the credit card bills, and you don't have anything. I used to see people of a different color that when the church needed something, they would write out thousands of dollars. They came nice, but simple. Nice house, a good running car. But what is it that we have to show everybody like we're the Joneses, that we have to have a big house? We've got to have the most expensive car. You know, God talks about it. We should be helping the needy. We should be helping the widows. We should be giving to organizations. If we can't do it ourselves and we're working, should be organizations to somebody where we're getting it from. In other words, God doesn't want us to be selfish. He didn't just put us down here so we can live a good life. He wanted us to make sure that others could have a decent life as well.
Yeah.
What are we doing to help our community?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Lady T is speechless today.
Nope. I look. Look, I agree. But, you know, I think most people like to feel the richness of what life can bring, the American dream. And then one day they realize it's not really fulfilling me. It's really, you know, more money, more problems. And then they change. You know, people change and they, you know, sell all they have and, you know, follow Jesus.
Is there an American dream, though?
No, of course not. But, you know, we always heard it. You know, we
always heard it and we followed with that.
Mm-hmm.
It was to be rich. It was to have the biggest car and all that. And I don't have anything against it. I mean, if you can afford it and you can stay out of debt, When you think about all the rich people, if I'm gonna buy a house and I've got money, I'm gonna buy it. I'm not gonna, God forbid something happened with my finances. Now I don't have a house. If I'm gonna get the car, and they tell you once you get a car, as soon as you take it off the lot, it depreciates. They're saying that you should always lease a car, don't buy a car. I still prefer to buy a
Me
car.
too.
So, you know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
it's yours, So
Yeah.
it's different. It's all about education. It's all about learning. And it's really doing what's best for you. Are you leaving a legacy for your kids? Are you just living your best life now? You don't have no will. They say Michael Jackson had a trust and put nothing in it. They say that Prince, he didn't have nothing put aside. So you have all this money, then where's your money go? It go to the state, or you got your family fighting for it. We don't want to be so selfish. If we can leave a legacy for our kids, let's leave it. So if you don't have life insurance, get you some life insurance. Get the things that you need, especially as we getting older, because we knew people were dying when we were coming along, but a lot of us were being able to see us in our 80s and 90s. Now we're just really dying at any age.
Yeah.
So it's important for you to get your things in order.
Yeah.
I work on that all the time. Do you have your final paperwork? Do you have all your stuff together? A trust is better than a will. Get yourself educated. Do what you need to do for your family, especially when you have kids or you have a spouse. It's important that you get these things in line.
Yep.
So we're coming up on the end of our show.
Wait. You wasn't gonna tell us about the what's the name?
I forgot her name.
But the group.
The group?
Oh yeah, Maverick City.
Maverick
Right.
City.
Okay, hold on. I was about to end it.
I'll do it.
No, I'm gonna find her name. You want to hit? I'm gonna find her name.
Just tell us what the story, because I didn't know what you were trying to say.
Right.
Okay.
It was good to see you, Lady J. I'm so glad this
as
is
always.
today.
You look so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
It's
Me going back to work again.
I know.
I love it. I can't lie. I mean, I really do. I enjoy this. It's a structure. It's a good thing. I wake up early in the morning. I have my routines. I'm very organized. So the separation from work and home, it's going to even be better for me because I need that separation. I like my home being home and not work. If my work is going to be, it's going to be my work, not the work that I, get paid for.
I like that.
Okay, her name is Naomi Rain. So she's the lead singer of the Maverick City. Okay. So they was on tour, and a guest, I mean, not a guest, a fan had tickets for their show. Now he was a big fan, and so what happened was he missed the show, and he kept trying to get to the show. Every time that he bought the tickets, he missed the show. He missed the show 3 times. So he actually, reached out to them, and Naomi Rain noticed that. And so what happened was, when I said God, how everything lines up. So on his flight back home, right? On his flight back home, they were sitting together. So he realized who she was, and they start talking. She explained to him what happened and everything. And you know what? Their next concert, they paid for his tickets, his flight, his hotel, and everything, because he missed out on their show 3 times. And so, that's what I'm seeing, the power of God, how God, when everything lines up, because he didn't plan it, he didn't do it. It was nothing but God. And then he was able to tell her his story about him coming to their concert. And he missed 3 times because of whatever, it was full. He missed it. Not on his, he flew there and got there on time and everything, but he wasn't able to get in there because it was so full and everything. And so they took care of everything. And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys, how everything lines up with that God has for you.
Yeah.
And when everything is, and we talk about marriage, we talk about relationships, when it's the thing that God has for you, it lines up. Guess what? It'll be, everything about it be prosperous. Everything about it be positive. It will not start out negative. It'll be positive, and it'll be happiness and joy in that beginning of that journey. And so I just wanted to share that with you, because that's how it is. That's how life is. You know what I'm saying? When we look at it, and when it's everything, if you put God first in making your decisions, deciding what you want to do, and saying, God, I want you to be my guidance. I want you to lead me in the path that you want for my life. And the decisions that I make, I don't want to be making decisions. I want you to help me decide what is the best for me. And so that's what I wanted to share with you guys, because it's all relevant to what we're talking about. It's just allowing God to direct your path, allowing God to intercede. When we can't do it, let him do it. You know what I'm saying? In everything, job, relationships, marriage, making a big life decision, you got to let God do it. Yep. And that's what I wanted to say. This is, hold on top of and love the. Oh, we got Lady J on here.
We love you, Candy.
Look, we got Lady J on here. Know this: the energy is high. It's on fire, man. It's never low. When she come with that energy.
God is so good. I'm gonna tell this story about the caterpillar. We probably already heard that story. We don't want to struggle. So we see the caterpillar and it's struggling, because when it struggles, it becomes that beautiful butterfly. But if I go in and open his cocoon, he dies right in the struggle. People, we have to go through the storm. We have to struggle, because, honey, God's got a big blessing for you on the other side. Stay faithful, trust God. When it's time, it's going to happen. In the meantime, always working on yourself. You don't know how you're going to be used by God. You don't know how. Just make sure that you're good. I mean, when you think about the people in the Bible, think about King David. Oh, he did an awful thing. Awful, awful, awful. Well, there are consequences. Yes, it would be a sword always in his family. But he was the desire of God's heart. He repented. That was the key. Mm-hmm. Saul didn't repent. That's why he couldn't be king no more. King David repented. There's still consequences, but it's all good. So we just have to keep striving, keep having faith, trusting in God, and it's going to be all right.
Definitely. Lady T, would you have some closing words?
Nope, she said it all.
Look, just like to get off easy.
Ditto.
Right.
Right. Listen, that's the end of our show, guys, and we love to have you here, Lady J, anytime.
Yes.
But it's just the hump day. We're out of here, and God bless you and everybody. Hopefully you have a great weekend and the rest of your week. Be blessed. All right. End this.